It's always a blessing to welcome a newborn to the family. Welcome to another installment of Bushmills and Bogies, a middle-aged, bearded, fat man's quest to consistently shoot in the 80s. And that middle-aged, bearded, fat man is me, and my name is Andy. Today's video is going to be just a little bit different. Sometimes my real life and the golf life merge, if you will. And this past week or week and a half was a pretty good example of that. I've really been listening to a lot of Dio lately. We'll get into that a little bit later. But my buying patterns lately have my online AdSense going crazy. So during all of that, I got an ad for Fury Golf. And I went to their site just to see what they were about, and I found this t-shirt. And if you know anything about Dio or whatnot, you know what this is. So it was just a really cool thing to pop up when I had been listening to that for like 2 weeks straight. So I had to get it. So shouts out to Fury Golf for the Dio inspired Holy Driver tee. And we'll get into some more of this in a bit. Now, during these troubled times, I've kind of been, what would you say, hankering for old times. And I got to remembering some of the music I used to listen to back in, like, let's say the 80s when I was in high school and whatnot. And I was like a metalhead, I guess you would say, a hair metal, if you will. And I thought, let me get some of these items back that I used to listen to and love so much. And one of those was Dio. Now, you can go out and there's sites, eBay and whatnot, where you can try to buy the CDs, and that's what I've been doing, just trying to find like really cheap, like $5 CDs to replace some of the cassettes I used to have back in the day. I know that's not how kids these days listen to music. They do all that Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff. I don't know anything about that. I'm just an old man. So I prefer to have the stuff on CD, tangible, slide it in my car, take it out when I'm done. And, you know, it's just very convenient for me. So like I said, I've been just trying to kind of replace a lot of what I used to own in CD format and just trying to find it for as cheap as I could. And one of the things I stumbled across was these classic album. It's almost like a box set. You get, in this case, you get Dio's first 5 albums, and then it comes in a little like case, and then you get like individual little mini like albums. And it's really cool, and it's for a really fair price. So here you have Holy Diver. Get it? Holy Driver, Holy Diver. You get that. You get the Last in Line, classic. You get Sacred Heart. Those were all with the original classic lineup, and then you get Dream Evil, that has basically everyone but Vivian Campbell, who had left the band by that time. And then you get Lock Up the Wolves. And I haven't really had a chance to take a deep dive into this one yet, but it's almost like a complete different lineup than the classic lineup. So I need to dive deeper into this one. So I'll mainly be just talking about these first four. Like I said, I've been listening to Dio for like the past couple of weeks, and last week sometime, I stumbled across Metal from the Inside podcast, hosted by Sydney Taylor. I'll put the link in the description, and she did a really good interview with Vinny Appice, who is the drummer for the classic lineup of Dio. He actually played drums with Dio and Black Sabbath for Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules, for those two albums that Ronnie did with Black Sabbath after Ozzy left. But anyway, let me digress, or whatever they say. So after I listened to that, I said, you know what? Why don't I do just a quick little Dio? I mean, I've been listening to him. I bought the shirt. It's golf related a little bit. I love Dio. I've owned or listened to, these 4 albums for better part of, it's got to be getting close to 40 years. I mean, I'm not going to do the math here. I've been drinking some Bushmills. But yeah, I thought maybe let's just go through some of these albums, and I'll let you know what I think. Now, let's put Dream Evil to the side, because that doesn't have the classic lineup per se. So let's do Holy Diver, Last in Line, and Sacred Heart. And for my money, there's not a bad track on any of these records, in my opinion. The interesting thing is depending on my mood, I could rank these in any order. 1, 2, 3. I gotta admit, if I'm gonna rank them, I would say most of the time the Last in Line is gonna probably be my favorite, followed by Holy Diver and then Sacred Heart. But sometimes Sacred Heart, I'll listen to it and I'll be like, you know what, I like that better than Holy Diver. So I kind of was thinking about it on the drive over here tonight, and I thought if you took, I believe each one of these has 9 songs on it, so if you took the 27 songs off these 3 first albums and weighted them 1 to 27 and took the weighted average, I bet you Holy Diver would probably be the #1 album. And if you Google like lists and stuff, that's probably going to be the case most of the time, with Last in Line second, and then depending on whether people are pissed off about the production and stuff on Sacred Heart, it'll either be 3 or maybe even lower on some people's lists. Some people get really pissed off with better production on these kind of albums. I don't mind it. I mean, the technology's there. Why not use it? But people just, especially in the hard rock genre, people like it to sound as raw and as, just like boom, like a live, like you would see them live. But that doesn't bother me so much. So I keep mentioning the classic lineup. The classic lineup would be Ronnie James, of course, rest in peace, on vocals. Vivian Campbell on guitar, Jimmy Bain on bass, and Vinny Appice on drums. And they were the cornerstone of these first 3 albums. And like I said, I love them all. They're awesome. I really think that if you're a rock and roll fan and maybe haven't heard of Dio, what have you been living under a rock? Or maybe you just didn't think that this was your cup of tea, you know what? Give it a listen. I'd play some clips, but I don't know what I'm just getting started here, so I don't know what the copyright rules are. I guess that's a big thing here on YouTube, so I'm not going to dip my toes in that until I know a little bit more about that. But yeah, these 3 albums just are awesome, and I would recommend checking them out. Now, we bring in Dream Evil. Now, Vivian was basically fired from the band over its contract disputes. You can look into that more if that kind of stuff interests you. So they replaced him with Craig Goldie, who had been playing with Jeffria at the time, I believe, and they're more of a mellow, metal-ish group. I think they had a couple of hits. I didn't own any of their stuff. I didn't really care for them that much, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is a really good album too. And this was the last one of the Dio albums I bought, because by the time Lock Up the Wolves came out, he had dismissed basically everyone in the band and started from scratch. And I had already kind of moved, my musical taste kind of evolved in college to like more alternative at the time. Although I'm back full on metal, I'm not a poser. But whew, listening to this is like listening to Dio, like a new album, because I had never heard it because I had moved on, like I said. But like I said, I got to do more research and a deeper dive to give a more valued opinion on this. But I can safely recommend any of these first four. And if you haven't already dipped your toe in the Ronnie James Dio, I certainly suggest you do. Great vocalist, great front man. Vivian, great guitar player. He left Dio or got fired, you know, and went on to play in Whitesnake. Although I don't think he recorded on their real big album, was Still of the Night and Is This Love and all of that. And then when Steve Clark died in Def Leppard, he took over Steve Clark's job in Def Leppard. So those are some three heavy hitters there, so you know he can play. So check it out, and let me know what you think in the comments if you want. And if not, you know, if you were looking for a golf video and you're a little disappointed, I got a little bonus video this week coming for those of you, so stay tuned to that. And yeah, so if you're interested, I'll find a link and post it in the description on where to find these 5 classic albums Dio. And if you're also into music and are looking to maybe grab some CDs rather than MP3s and that, or you're looking to replace stuff that you lost or don't own anymore, they make a lot of these for different bands. So before you go and just start going individually to fill a catalog for any kind of group, do a quick Google search and see if the group has one of these. I found one for UFO, so I have that. There's one for Rat, I know, and I have that one. I think there's one for Cinderella that I'm looking to get, but I haven't gotten yet. So yeah, there's a lot of different things out there that'll save you a ton of money, because like I said, the price is incredible on this for 5 albums. I mean, the sound quality I think is awesome. So yeah. And then going back to Fury Golf, I purchased a shirt. They gave me a couple stickers. I like their branding, as you could tell from my tattoo golf hat. Yeah, they gave me a couple of stickers, and then they gave you a little card, little business card, and they want you to give they want you to take a picture with your gear on, and then give them a shout out at Fury Golf. I guess that's doing it for the gram. I have an Instagram page for this account. I don't know how to use Instagram. Like I said, I'm an old man, but I'm trying to figure it out. So one of these days, I don't think I've put the link in the description for the Instagram page yet, but once I figure it out, I'll do that, and I'll try to get this website up and running I mean, there's just a million things going on, so I ask you please bear with me. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. And as always, a bush in the hand is worth two in the bird. See you next time. Long live rock and roll.